Let me see your hands. Who took the bus? Did you have fire in your gut?
What's going on, guys? It's your boy, Gut Check 2X, back with Gut Check Big Lip here for our podcast. Today, we're going over the draft, and we're not picking based off of what we would want to do. We're picking based off of what we think GMs are going to do. So, Neil created a little game. Do you want to explain the ranking system so that we can go back in a later podcast and review it for our viewers?
Yeah. So I'm on just the Pro Football Network mock draft room. And the way this game goes is two-time has all the odd picks, and I have all the even picks. So we're going to each take turns, and we're going to predict who is going to draft, like which team is going to draft which player. And we're competitors, right? We were born competitors from the start. We kind of miss it now that we're not performing at a high level anymore. We still could, but
And we still play league every Thursday.
So it's this tally. The scoreboard goes: you get one point for guessing the position correct, and 1 point for guessing the player correct. So after
and
draft
position
night,
for everyone out there is like quarterback, receiver. Yeah. I was dumb enough to think he meant the draft position. So don't be dumb like me, folks.
And then basically we're going to tally it up, and I think the loser's going to have some sort of punishment. We'll see. Maybe just some sprints after our next game or something. We'll see.
Something like that. All right. Well, I guess I got lucky enough to draft in the odd spots, so we'll kick it off. Chicago is on the clock. And with the first overall pick, I don't think this is a surprise to anyone. And frankly, I would be shocked if they didn't take this man, not because it's who I would take, but because it's what everyone is saying. And usually that means it's going to be right. So we're going to go with Caleb Williams, quarterback, USC. You guys have heard my take on him in our first podcast. If you haven't, go watch it. But he's an electrifying quarterback that is going to try to bring Chicago back to stardom. They haven't seen it in a while. So that is what Chicago will be doing with that first overall pick. Thoughts, Neil?
Not much to say here. It's basically written in stone, but just crazy to see you go with your fourth quarterback right away with the first pick.
It hurt me a little, but like I said, I'm trying to be right here. So I'm going to count that as 2 points right there for me, and we can book it right now. Let's get on to the second pick overall.
All right. The Commanders, this is an easy pick, I think, as well. I think it's going to be Jayden Daniels. Up until last week, I thought it was 100%. Now I'm like 90% because they did this ridiculous thing of having a dinner with all top four quarterbacks with a dinner together. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know why they're doing it. And rumors came out that Jayden Daniels was unhappy about that. I think that's smokescreen. So I'm not going to overthink that one. You think the Patriots – sorry, go ahead.
Before we go on, what do you think the reasoning for having all four quarterbacks at one dinner before the draft is?
I think it's just to see like who the alpha in the room is, like who's unfazed by it all and who's most like self-secure. Like I could tell you right now, Drake May was probably quivering in that room. So
a little manipulation if you have it. With that, the New England Patriots are now on the clock, and with the third overall pick, you know, if Bill Belichick was still there, I would think this is a guarantee. He loves his good old white boys at his quarterback position. I think without him there, it's maybe up in the air a little bit. I still think with the way their quarterback position performed last year, they're going to go with Drake May out of UNC. Again, low on my draft board, so I'm not sure it's going to pan out, especially with how bad that offense is in New England right now. I mean, I think Kendrick Bourne is their top receiver right now. So I don't know if it's going to work out well for Drake May. We wish him the best. We wish New England the best, but I do think that is the route that they're going to go.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they even stay at 3, but for the sake of our game, there's no point in trading. All right, number 4. Dude, I don't think Arizona picks at 4. I think another team goes up at 4 to take him.
Go for it.
I also
Propose that trade.
I okay. See, the thing is, I only think the Giants are going to trade with the Cardinals because a pick swap and maybe another pick. Because the Cardinals still need a wide receiver 1. Whatever. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm going to take.
There is a lot of buzz before you do this. There is a lot of buzz saying that the Cardinals are going to trade it away. So maybe you should overthink it a little.
And then, exactly. That's why I'm going to take Malik Neighbors over Marvin Harrison Jr. Because listen, I'm going to get the wide receiver position correct, right? So I'll get the point there. And I don't think the Cardinals will stay at 4. I think they might drop to 6 and take them. So I think they will get the second wide receiver taken off the board, which might be Malik Neighbors. So this might look funky right now, but I think it's going to be Malik Neighbors for their.
I don't think it's going to work like that.
I think so.
If they draft back and get Malik Neighbors, you still get your 2 points. That does not count. That does not count.
You got Caleb Williams, so I mean.
Okay, fine. Given that I got the.
But then again, you got everyone's comparing Larry Fitzgerald and Marvin Harrison together. But I
mean, we can go back and discuss. Obviously, I made the pick as the Patriots, so we're going to keep it there. Do you think that the Patriots are going to trade back? And if so, who do you think is hopping up into that position? And for who?
I mean, it's all again if I think it's going to be the Vikings for some reason, but we discussed that we're not going to trade them. I don't know why they traded up. I think the Vikings, they're after someone big. Otherwise, I think they would have made a trade already. But for the sake of time, I'm just going to go with Marvin. I'm going to regret it. Okay. Also,
so you're switching it.
Yeah, I switched up. No, okay. I did not go with my gut. That's bad. Bad for the pod. Bad for the brand.
Okay. Yeah, it is bad for the brand. I mean, if you go with Marvin, I think the pick becomes pretty easy. Honestly, if Arizona stays at 4, I think the pick becomes pretty easy. Granted that they're probably going to take one of Marvin or Malik, and I think the Chargers are going to be in the exact opposite or in the other side of that pick by Arizona, where they're going to take the other one. So I think it's pretty much a no-brainer if they take Marvin. I think the Chargers need a deep threat. They are not even a deep threat. They need a reliable receiver. Keenan Allen's gone, and I think Malik Neighbors could get in there and fill some of that void. Obviously, Quentin Johnson is just not it at all, and we were both pretty low on him going into last year's draft. So, but I think the Chargers will stay in this position here, and they'll end up taking Mr. Malik Neighbors.
Wow. Yeah. I would have said that, except with the whole Harbaugh thing, I think they're going to trade back and take Joel.
And go tackle.
They're going to go tackle.
That was the only other thing I was considering, but I think that they need to get Justin Herbert some weapons with both Eckler and Keenan Allen gone. He's got to have something.
Yeah. All right. This is a tougher pick than people. Everyone says wide receiver for the Giants or quarterback for the Giants. I think if the board falls like this, you can't be New York with your awful offensive line and pass up on Joe Alt. I don't know what like having a wide receiver 1 for Daniel Jones with a paper mache offensive line is going to do for you. I think they've missed on offensive linemen every year. Yeah, I mean, I could see a team trading up, taking it's either JJ McCarthy or Joe Alt for me. I want to say JJ McCarthy as well, but I think Brian.
I believe in him.
I know, and I think Brian Dable likes him too. But you're still giving Daniel Jones $40 million next year, and then you're going to pay. I
will say I will believe in JJ a lot less if he goes to that Giants team. They need some protection there for Daniel Jones. So, not to sway your pick in any way, but I do agree with, and if that's the case, I think they almost
You
have
know
to go
what?
tackle, but
I'm at a catch
could also
22.
propose a trade and go back.
I'm doing it. Vikings and Giants.
Okay.
If they're not going to take a quarterback when someone as hyped up as JJ McCarthy is in here. All right. Guys, also don't look at the trade I'm about to do because I have no idea what the actual trade compensation for this pick is going to be. All right, it's been accepted.
So then, does this become my pick because the Vikings were in the 11th spot?
Nah, let's not overthink it. All right.
I want the easy pick.
The Vikings go JJ McCarthy. Gosh, as a Packer fan, I hope the Vikings would have traded up for Drake May because then just poverty for another 3 years. But hey. All right, Tennessee Titans. This one's easy.
Tennessee will be going with Mr. Joe Alt. I don't think there's much else to say. He's a beast, and he's proven it year in and year out. So Tennessee, no more Derrick Henry, but they're still gonna rely on that ground and pound. If you ask me, especially with Will Levis at quarterback. Yeah. So Tennessee will go Joe Alt.
All right. This is actually might be one of the easiest non-quarterback picks in the draft, which is Dallas Turner, edge from Alabama. The Falcons have absolutely no edge rushers right now. No brainer. Easy points. 2 points.
You don't think they're gonna try to beef up that middle even more? It's already stacked, but they could really get powerful in there.
If anything, a team trades
Byron Murphy.
Yeah, I don't know. They're ready to win now. Yeah, maybe Byron Murphy though. I didn't think that.
Well.
Oh yeah, get some weapons for your boy.
This is where it gets interesting. I think there are a lot of options here. A lot of people saying that they obviously Keenan's on a 1 year contract, I believe, and he's 32. So is this the time to stack the young talent in Chicago? Or do they try to beef up that offensive line even a little bit more to make sure Caleb Williams is protected? Knowing Chicago, I don't think they're going to do the right thing, and I think they're going to go for the flash. Yeah. They want to make a splash in this draft. They will be taking Rome Odunze at the 9 spot if he drops this far, which I'm not sure he does. But I think this is where I can get screwed a little on the points here, because if Rome Odunze is gone with those other 2 up at 6 or 7, or not 7, at 6 really, then this is going to likely be a tackle. So then I'm going to miss out on both points. But
I don't think they're going to take a tackle. They already have their 2 tackles of the future, Chicago. So.
I guess.
And then, what's his face? Caleb Williams did tweet today that he's on the same plane as Rome Odunze. So I think they're cooking up something. All right, at 10. For my Aaron Rodgers. Will we finally have a weapon in the middle of the field to throw to? That would be just a sick combo right there. Garrett Wilson and Brock Bowers getting thrown to by Aaron Rodgers. In a perfect world, I want the Jets to trade back and pick up a tackle later, and then one of the other good receivers we talked about in our other pod. But for the sake of this, Brock Bowers.
Fair enough. And it goes to their brother in the Big Apple. And, I mean, based off the trading back, they're likely going tackle.
Yeah, I'm
not – what'd you say?
It worked out good. They were going to take tackle.
I think I'm not going to overthink it, and we'll take Fashanu for the New York Giants.
All right, Denver. Okay.
Hey, this is your chance to stand on business.
I know.
You could bet the house. If you guys haven't seen it, go back to our first podcast. Neil said he would bet his house on Mr. Bo Nix going to the Broncos. So, hey, scroll down way further and you'll find his name somewhere in the 50s or 60s where it should be, and you can pick him.
I'll do it if you let me trade out of pick 12. But
If you think that's what they're doing, by all
yes,
means. But
yes,
you're gonna
yes.
lose the game.
Yesterday they traded for Zach Wilson. So am I saying that Jared Stidham and Zach Wilson is going to be their QB room for Sean Payton? I don't know. Sean Payton is a guy that would just love to throw the blame on the quarterbacks. You know, he did that last year.
True.
But Bo Nix is built for Sean Payton. But
But
I also think Sean Payton thinks he can fix the little MILF mobster in Zach Wilson. So
I was gonna say he likes to throw blame on certain types of quarterbacks. You know.
ah,
You know what I mean.
yes. I don't know what else the Broncos do though. You could, yeah, quarterback. Fuck. All right, let's play with some fire. Let's play with some fire here and go with the way the board fell. Michael Penix Jr.
No way.
I didn't think he'd be
Wow.
here. I didn't think he'd be
Sean
here.
Payton's not taking Michael Penix.
Michael Penix is the most plug and play starter of all the quarterbacks. You can plug him in and tell him to cook. He's the only one that
I'm not saying Michael Penix can't play. I'm saying I don't think he's the type of quarterback, and this isn't even a joke. I think he's more of a gunslinger than Sean Payton typically
but he's accurate.
likes at his quarterback position. He likes a little bit more methodical.
He's accurate though. I think he's
that
the
is
most
true.
accurate. Yeah, man.
That's a interesting pick. I guess for Vegas, you know, can you go back to the full list here, please? I don't need to see any of these other quarterbacks. None of those guys will be taken ever. But for Vegas, I think
dude, you gotta go corner. You have to go corner for Vegas.
I don't know.
No? Okay.
I mean, they might go tackle.
Yeah, they actually could.
Get some
they lost their starting tackle to the Giants.
Yeah, that's why I was I was thinking that they're probably going tackle. What tackle that would be between Latham and
it's
maybe
Latham. I think it's Latham.
Talisi.
Fuaga? Yeah,
I could see them doing either one. I think in this case I'll stick to who I was initially thinking and go with JC Latham here for
I was gonna say okay.
Raiders.
You think they have? You think they're gonna get backlash or have nightmares from that other Bama tackle they took? Like, but that was an overdraft. That was
that was. I think they were reaching there. I think in this case you got a little more consistency coming in from Latham.
All right, Saints. I know this one's easy. Ryan Ramczyk might play. They like to run the ball. Talisa Fuaga.
I like it. No.
Right. Colts.
No complaints here, I guess.
Oh, he's still on the board.
I think this is where the fan in me is getting a little excited. Where guy that I think that should be the first cornerback taken off the board is a little guy named Cooper DeJean. People, I'm not picking him right now. I just want it to be known. People are sleeping on my guy, Cooper DeJean.
Wait, just out of curiosity, has a safety ever been taken in the top 15?
Cornerback. Let's be clear here. He's a corner. But I don't think Indianapolis is going to do that to themselves. They should do it to themselves. It would be a great pick. I think here a guy that's jumped up quite a bit. And I honestly don't know as much about him as I would like, but all I've heard is he's a freak. Quinion Mitchell, gonna go to the Colts.
All right, the Seattle Seahawks. This is a team they're just sporadic. Like they have a good player and they have like a good player in every position, but for some reason, other than wide receiver, none of those positions play well. But I think they're going to go Byron Murphy. They need to beef up
Really?
Byron Murphy or Jared Verse, because they have. I think they traded for. I think they have Dexter Lawrence. They have Dexter Lawrence or one of the Giants interiors. It's either Jared Verse or Byron Murphy, and I think edge is a bit more premium position than interior.
Sure.
So I think
If you hit.
it's either Latu or Jared Verse, and I think they're gonna stick with the West Coast kid. So
Really?
yeah, this he is the. If it wasn't for his neck injury and his medical retirement,
Sure.
he would be the number one edge taken. He's clearly the best, but yeah, I don't know. Speaking of quarterbacks that are kind of overrated,
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence.
Well, we know they're sticking with him, and this is a place that's been pretty much set on taking a cornerback in
Yeah,
every mock draft you see, and I'm not gonna sway from that because my gut tells me the same. Oh, I want to do it. I want to do it. Give me Cooper DeJean. Give me Cooper DeJean. No, I can't do it. We said
Wait,
we're doing this based off of-
look,
No.
he's not
We
even
said we're doing this
he's
based
not
off of-
listed as a corner, he's listed as a safety on here.
That's crazy. That is crazy. That is disrespect. NFL Network. NFL, get your shit right. This is crazy disrespect. For the sake of time, we did say we're going to draft from the view of a GM. We're not taking Cooper DeJean. Put on Terry and Arnold and let's get
Terry
on
and
with it.
Arnold, okay. Not
Yeah.
Nate Wiggins. Interesting.
No.
Okay. Bengals. Okay. I don't understand this organization. I want to say they're just going to take the neck. Troy Fontenot, arguably the best, most athletic tackle, but they can also just take Brian Thomas Jr. because Joe Burrow needs more toys to play with, But then again, they did technically sign. They have two bookend tackles.
They also lost Tyler Boyd, didn't they? Or T. Higgins, one of the two?
Both T. Higgins
Both of
and
them?
Tyler Boyd.
Yeah.
They're technically still on the team. T. Higgins is still on the team, but you can give T. Higgins a big contract. But you can also get a good wide receiver in the second round this year. I don't think they're going to overdo it. Joe Burrow just got injured. Troy Fontenot seems to be the easiest decision because he can play guard.
Okay. That's
One of my favorite quarterbacks.
That's fair.
Stafford.
Mr. Matt Stafford. Here
Remember, Aaron Donald retired.
I do know that. And my question here is, do they try to replace him with a guy like Byron Murphy or even Johnny Newton? Or do they try to get Jared Verse, who could be a game-changing edge?
Yeah.
I think right now what I'm thinking, I saw this guy play a lot at Illinois, and I really did like him, and I think he's going to be very productive. He's not going to be Aaron Donald. Let's be clear. No one's going to be Aaron Donald, but I think he's going to be very productive, and he's going to fill a void that they have. I'm going to go with Johnny Newton.
Nice. I like that Johnny Newton love because he's fallen in this draft class
His
process.
production
no
was good.
reason.
I liked watching him play.
All right. Steelers, they have Russell Wilson, jump ball guy. They got rid of what's his face? Their slot receiver. He's with Bryce Young now. Brian Thomas Jr. is who the Steelers will go with.
Really?
Yeah.
No offensive line help? Center? Nothing? No?
I don't think so. Brian Thomas
that
Jr.
case-
is there. They're going to go with him.
I think that pick actually makes it pretty easy. I heard rumors that the Dolphins, shockingly
Yes.
enough, they want Xavier Worthy.
Yep. Why not?
If they did that at this position with who's on this board, given the beating that their quarterback has taken in the last 2 years,
Yeah.
I would be shocked.
And their
I think
defensive line is all injured too, which is
That
bad.
too, but I think any reasonable GM is either going, like you said, Jared Verse or Amarius Mims here. And I think they just they got to continue to protect Tua. I think they go Amarius Mims.
Okay. All right, Eagles. Man, they need secondary help. and I am struggling between Nate Wiggins and Cooper DeJean. Nate Wiggins is the freaky outside corner, and Cooper DeJean would be a great run stuffer for that defense that can tackle well. I think I'm gonna go with Nate Wiggins.
God, that's hard to see. Hard to see.
All right,
Like
Giants.
Cooper's not
Giants just
getting
lost
his-
their best safety to the Packers. So if you want them to replenish the safety position, who'd you have them take earlier? You had a tackle.
We took a tackle. Okay. They do need some secondary help here. They could also make a real statement and try to give Kayvon Thibodeau a counterpart on the other side and go either Chop or Jared Verse, honestly. I think the Giants try to play it big here. They went with the right pick at tackle. I think they're gonna go for a home run and go for Chop Robinson here.
Chop, not
I
Verse.
think Chop. No,
Ooh.
again, I watch Chop play in the Big Ten a lot. I like to watch the Big Ten because I'm an Iowa fan. Chop is good, and I think he's fallen a little bit, not a lot, but I think he's gonna be very good in the NFL.
Ooh, that was my pick for the Packers. Or they would have picked him. Okay, I tweeted that out today, by the way, for those of you guys who want to follow our Twitter. Okay.
At Gutcheck Sports.
_ yes.
Underscore. Wait,
all right.
at Gutcheck Sports underscore or at
Yeah.
underscore Gutcheck Sports?
Gutcheck Sports _
Okay.
We'll put the link in the description.
Yeah.
All right. Cowboys. Now, the fan in me wants to go with our guy, Adonai Mitchell, who, after we recorded our podcast, PFF decides to put him in their top 5 for the first time ever. If you want 2 CeeDee Lambs, but they just lost their starting left tackle. He's going to be protecting one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, Aaron Rodgers, right now. So they're going to go with – so they have that other Smith who's playing guard right now, and they think he can play tackle. So Graham Barton can play guard right now and succeed. Tyler Guyton is a freak. And I think Jerry is going to be salivating at the idea of Tyler.
He always
Guyton.
does.
I'm thinking like Jerry right now. I'm not going to go with a safe pick. Tyler Guyton is 6'7". He's actually more to 6'8" and a 97th percentile athlete. Just freak of all freaks, but his film isn't that great. That sounds like a Cowboys first round pick. Just an absolute gamble. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they don't hit at all. So I think Tyler.
I will put out there, as a Cowboys fan, typically we hit on our O-line picks. We've done well there over the years, and typically we don't take as much of a gamble there.
Yeah,
but
I think he'll be
it
fine.
is your pick.
I think they're gonna go tackle because they need a tackle if they want to compete. Who God knows what they're trying to do. And if they are gonna rebuild, this is the perfect tackle you want to use for a rebuild. So I think playing with house money by going with Tyler Guyton.
Sounds good.
Oh,
on to the Green Bay Packers, and with my guy still there. Is he up there?
Yeah. Let me just go to the safeties. Sorry. Yeah.
Green Bay the corner to give Jair some help. You know, Jair's been a stud, obviously, but you want to lock up that other side. There is no one better in my mind than this guy in this draft. He's going to be a beast at the cornerback position. He was all year, all career at Iowa. I watched him every single Saturday, and he was the only one that made me willing to watch Iowa football. I love this man. No Diddy. I'm going to go with Cooper DeJean. He's going to have a phenomenal career. Even if they do the wrong thing and they move him back to safety, he's a ball hawk. He can stop the run. He can do it all. Cooper DeJean, as long as he stays healthy, he'll have a great year.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our first ever mock draft together, and somehow we're at pick 26 with Jared Verse still on the board. The Buccaneers, they've gone, I think 2 years ago they went edge, and I think last year they went Kalijah Kancey. So I don't think they're gonna go Byron Murphy. I think they do need edge help. I think they either take Jared Verse or Kool-Aid McKinstry because their secondary needs work and they need a better. They got Yaya Diaby last year who's been playing well. And you know what? Yeah, I'm just going to go Kool-Aid. I think they need secondary help. I think this is the right spot for Kool-Aid. Fringe first, early second round corner. Yeah,
Really?
let's go Kool-Aid.
Okay.
We had Marvin for the Cardinals.
Yeah, I think here they go back to the other side of the football.
Nice.
And I mean, if Jared Verse is there, I don't see how they wouldn't want to do that. Maybe get flashes back to a guy named J.J. Watt who did them very well. So I think they wouldn't overthink it here. They could go Byron, but I think they'd want that flash and be a little more aggressive coming off the edge. So I think they would go Jared Verse.
All right. Here we go. A little question here. Do you think the Bills pick in the first round in a couple days, or do you think Brandon Ayuk is their new wide receiver 1?
I think the Bills pick.
Yeah.
I think they do.
Also, I want to call something out right here for receipts. Brandon Ayuk is going to play on the 49ers this year. Next year, the 49ers are going to get rid of Deebo Samuel because I think that's when his contract, that's when they can get rid of him or trade him. And they're going to sign Brandon Ayuk to an extension next year.
Okay.
You heard it here first.
Clip that and get that on the Twitter as well.
Okay. Man, as a partial Jets fan, I don't want to see the Bills get my boy A.D. Mitchell. At the same time, they're taking a wide receiver. I also can see the GMs doing something stupid and taking Xavier Worthy over A.D. Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing with, I think, which Texas receiver do I go with?
Don't think as a fan. I know you don't want to see A.D. Mitchell
I
on
don't
the
wanna
other side,
see
but
A.D.
if he's there, he is exactly what Josh Allen needs. He's a freak. He's going to be able to go up for those long balls that Josh Allen loves to throw.
I agree. But I don't think they just had to deal with Stephon Diggs' antics, right? And do you want another quote-unquote diva? I don't think they want that. I don't think they want that for Josh Allen.
The supposed antics, he has diabetes, so he gets a little irritable.
I know.
That's not – that is such a smokescreen. And you said it yourself the other day.
I did say it was a smokescreen. Okay, here we go. This dude's met with the Bills many times in the process already. Ladd McConkey.
Wow.
He was on the Kay Adams show when Diggs got traded, and he's like, oh, he pretended like he was shocked, but he wasn't. And then he tells her, I've met with them like 3 times already.
Wow.
I think Ladd McConkey goes to the Bills, which in my opinion, if you're the first white receiver taken off this board should be Ricky Pearsall, but those are my own thoughts. But
interesting.
I think they need just a good, hardworking, work ethic kind of kid with a good head on his shoulders. You know, Ladd McConkey shows that kind of.
So can you go over to the defensive backs for me if possible?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Didn't what Cam Sutton got.
Okay, so here's where I struggle. I mean the Lions here, they need to they really do need some safety help. Or not safety, but some secondary help.
There's no
value.
But
there's no value. So if this is the case, which
I think
might not end up being,
they could give Aiden Hutchinson some help.
I don't know if there's any of those are worth it either. This is where
how is Byron Murphy still on this board?
I mean, yeah, if the Lions are picking here, here's where I think And if this is what happens in the draft, which is starting to look a little wild here from us, but I mean, they could just beef up that front and take Byron Murphy. I think they would potentially trade their
Yeah.
first round into the second. And if they were to do so, can you scroll up for a second? Or on our little draft board? You
Which
can't
side?
scroll. Yeah, there.
Oh, okay.
Let's go up. You know what? Okay, I'm just gonna keep it simple for now. We gotta go for time's sake. The Lions will take. Screw it. The Lions are trading with the Dolphins. Dolphins are gonna give them like their second and their fifth or something like that, and the Dolphins are gonna come up and swoop Xavier Worthy.
Oh.
Again, like Neil said, don't worry so much about the trade compensation. I'm just spitting those out. But
Yeah.
I
So
could
this-
see the Dolphins doing something to get back in this, trade for Xavier Worthy, and get their guy to just continue with their speed.
Crap. It's not letting me trade. It denied my. Okay. For the sake of this podcast, this is the Dolphins pick.
This is the Dolphins now. Yep. And the Dolphins select Mr. Xavier Worthy.
All right. The Ravens. With A.D. Mitchell still here, but they're not going to go receiver 3 times in like 5 years in the first round.
Mhm.
This is what the Ravens always do. They're never picking early. They always just take the dude that's really good that somehow slips. Every year they seem to do that. They did it with your Iowa center. What's his name?
Linderbaum.
They did it with Linderbaum. They did it with Hamilton the same year. They do the same kind of thing every year. So I am going to go with Byron Murphy to the Ravens.
Okay. All right.
The
Then
Niners.
we're at the reigning runners-up. And I think here it would be tough not to take Graham Barton.
Yeah,
I think it's a good value pick.
agree.
They need to beef up that offensive line a little, make Mr. Purdy feel safe, especially interior offensive line. I think Graham Barton's the right pick to go.
Fuck, dude. A.D. Mitchell to the Chiefs? No.
Oh, it would be what it is.
No, I don't. I heard, no, they're not going to do that. You got to think of the Chiefs now as like the new Patriots. Like, would the Patriots in their dynasty do this? No, they would not.
True.
Rashee Rice is only going to be suspended for a couple games, it seems like, for some reason.
Until he does it again.
Yeah. Again, you got to treat them like a dynasty right now. And they do need tackle help. They don't need. Man, this list is very.
There's one guy that's great value right now, and you know it.
I don't want to do it.
You kind of have to.
But it'd make that pick. Yeah. Crap. I said you don't want to see this guy on the Chiefs last time.
Yep.
And he ends up. Yeah, but
this could be the start of a new crazy duo.
All right.
For the Chiefs.
Yeah, quick recap. What the fuck happened to Bo Nix? Okay, so let's take 2 minutes to look back at what we did, see if there's any glaring holes. Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May. I think the top 10
I think our top 5 is pretty solid. Even our top 10.
Top 10 is pretty solid. I think from pick 11, I feel like you can decide which tackle is going to go here.
Yeah,
this is
and
fine.
some of those might change depending on whether or not
the
Vikings truly trade or not.
I think this is fine. I think someone is going to drop in the draft. I think it gets a little funky. I think some of our picks that are funky are Terry and Arnold at 17. Obviously, Ladd McConkey at 28 is crazy.
I think the Johnny Newton one's a little bit surprising because I think most people would potentially consider Byron Murphy the best. So, but I think if you actually watch Johnny Newton play, it's not a crazy pick.
Yeah, and he had He has many years of success. So I think people are higher on him than they think. Oh, yeah. 23 is when you went kind of off the deep end with Chop Robinson to the
Yeah, that
But-
was.
I mean, only weird outlier we have is just Byron Murphy and Jared Verse being this late.
Yeah.
But other than that, it looks like we valued the cornerbacks and safeties a lot more than
Yeah.
edge rushers. But
And I will say, I think part of the Giants pick at 23, where I went Chop, is they do need some secondary help, but I didn't want to see my guy DeJean go there because
Yeah.
I don't want to see anyone go to the Giants there,
I don't either.
especially as a Cowboys fan. I don't want to see them be good, and they're not good right now, and I don't want to see any of my favorites have a tough career. So,
With the way the board looks, the Giants could just trade up for Bo Nix in the second. But yeah.
anyways, guys, that is our mock draft. I am Gutcheck 2X. You saw my picks. You may like them, you may not. Let us know in the comments. Big Lip, what's your last thoughts as we head into the draft in 2 days?
I don't know. Next time you'll see from us is after the draft as we go over our board and see which receivers are good. Tune in for a bit of a new special guest that might come up after the draft for fantasy football purposes. First and goal.
You
Well,
will
even
you
at
will see him on the pod likely after the draft. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Tell us what your top 10 is, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
See you.
We're here for a reason. Don't get that twisted. Okay, we're here for